This one should be sick, meat boy. Benoit Saint Denis, Benoit Saint Denis, aka the God of War, the God of Meat, perhaps the real Figgy, is taking on Thiago Moises, who at 17-6, I was surprised to find is an underdog in this one. He's won two straight, took out Melky Costa, easy light work in the second round, and he really looked dominant in that contest and did the same thing to Christos Giagos and route to a performance of the night bonus before that. But before then, we saw Moises get finished twice. One was against Joel Alvarez, easy light work in the first round where he got grounded, pounded, and just simply smoked. And then Islam obviously submitted him, but that was a fight where I think some people were surprised to see Thiago make it all the way to the fourth round. He had his moments. He was surviving for as long as he could, but ultimately the Islam squeeze was too much for Moises. But he's taking on Benoit Saint Denis, who the last time we saw him, we got to be transparent. You and I definitely missed it. We were all over Bonfim. We thought that he was going to make light, easy work over Benoit, but ultimately the God of War made Meat Boy MMA look silly, and he got it done. Easy work over Bonfim with that beautiful first round face crank. And we were getting it in the chat from the French meatheads saying, you guys are missing out on BSD in this one. He only has the one loss. It's to Eliseo dos Santos, and that was when that dude was all hopped up on Osterine, and it was up at 170 pounds, and BSD is killing it right now at 155. So he's on a 3-fight win streak. Performance of the night against Gabriel Miranda sprinkled in there as well. So what are your thoughts on this one, Meat Boy? Are you surprised to see Benoit Saint Denis as around the minus 150 favorite against your boy Thiago Moises, or is it deserved and he's going to sleep your boy?
Yeah, this is such a great matchup because, Mr. St. Denis, he's just really been proving me wrong lately. I keep thinking he's going to be losing to XYZ fighters, and he keeps destroying these guys. He really is the real deal. But, man, this is a whole other levels test. Thiago Moises, I don't really know. This is such a pick-em for me, but just the fact that Moises is the dog, I gotta take Moises in this one. St. Denis is good, but I just don't think he's ready for Moises' level. I really like the way Moises has been looking. It's crazy to see how young both these guys are because they're both looking like they're 45, but they are prime and they are hungry. So this is probably going to be fight of the night if I had to say. This is definitely my most excited. This is the fight I'm most excited for, I think, for this card. But I think St. Denis will have a very, tough time with Thiago Moises' all-around skill set, and I could see Moises just dominating from beginning to end wherever the fight goes. But also wouldn't blow my mind / surprise me if St. Denis just knocks him out or submits him in the first round. Like, it just doesn't surprise me anymore. I gotta take Moises. If St. Denis beats Moises, then St. Denis is the future champ, I think.
Yeah, you never really know what his ceiling is if he makes light work over Moises. And again, Vegas sees it at minus 155 BSD, plus 130 is Thiago Moises. And Tapology is pretty bullish on the Frenchman in this one, 82% rolling with Benoit and 18% going with Thiago. If you're going with Thiago, a majority of Tapology has decision. Are you seeing a decision win for Moises, or would he be the first guy to be able to finish BSD?
I could see all three. I could see a submission, I could see a KO, and I could see a decision. Decision's probably the most likely outcome. I think both these guys, honestly, are both outcomes going to be decision, but will not surprise me if a KO or submission happens. This one's just really a mystery bag. I'm very excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, for sure, and I like that call a lot. I think that this fight does go the distance, and you're going to be getting some pretty juicy beef, I would imagine, on either guy by decision, because I think a lot of people will be bullish on a BSD finish, but Moises is pretty tough to put out. I mean, I know Joel Alvarez and Islam did it recently, but I think that this fight is going to turn out a lot like what Thiago Moises versus Alexander Hernandez looked like, where it's a lot of back-and-forth action on the feet. Ultimately, though, Thiago was able to edge that one, and I don't think he's going to edge this one, Meat Boy. I'm sold on BSD, convinced after that Bonfim disaster that BSD is the real deal. So I'm going to go Benoit Saint Denis by decision. I also think that he might pick up a submission in this one. I don't think that'd be the craziest thing in the world. Even though he's the brown belt to Moises' black belt, this dude seemingly possesses like an otherworldly strength when he gets dudes down. And he has 9 submissions in 12 total fights, whereas Thiago Moises only has 8 submissions in 23 total fights. So kind of an interesting metric there. So if BSD gets this finish, I think it's a sneaky plus 600 sub. But for my pick, I'm going BSD decision, and I think it's gonna be a close competitive fight. And I agree with you. This is my most anticipated fight, no doubt. So any last thoughts?
No, definitely fight of the night, I think. Throw in the comments who you taking and why. Smash that subscribe, check out the other videos, and don't forget the meat lock.